Leaked files and personal assets have uncovered a devastating reality in the Klondike's gold mining industry. Parker Schnabel, as soon as hailed as mining's unstoppable prodigy, now faces a remarkable crisis that is sending shockwaves through the network. You understand, this season we put plenty of our eggs within the Mud Mountain basket, and it is definitely not paying off like we predicted. Internal facts received through more than one industry veterans paint a demanding picture. The state of the problem, in this podcast, has been available to you all this time. Schnabel is ripe for degeneration and will remain so. Hope is based on time. Descriptions can be beat. Thousands and thousands in equipment sitting idle, gold production plummeting by means of 60%, and crew members abandoning deliver. I don't even realize if we are going to destroy even. In it, that's a real bummer. Spent a lot of cash in there, and everybody killed themselves trying to make it occur. Our re-long investigation, compiled from one-of-a-kind interviews, drone photos, and categorized operational records, exhibits how the youngster who revolutionized present-day mining managed to spoil his personal empire. The evidence suggests this isn't always just about falling gold totals. It's about ambition, overconfidence, and the genuine value of pushing each ground and device beyond their limits. Prodigy to powerhouse, the meteoric upward thrust of mining's youngest empire. Parker Schnabel's story wasn't just some other story of putting it rich in the frozen north. At 17, whilst his peers concerned approximately university programs, this mining prodigy changed into already shifting pay dirt through the ton in Alaska's harshest terrain. From hauling mere ounces to breaking information with heaps, Parker's early success seemed unstoppable. But latest seasons paint a one-of-a-kind picture. Golden goals turning to dust, with diminishing returns elevating critical questions about this young empire's basis. Growing up at Big Nugget Mine, Parker absorbed mining expertise via blood and sweat. His grandfather, John Schnabel, wasn't just coaching device operation. He changed into crafting a legacy through each backyard of pay dirt they moved. Industry veterans watched as this teen absorbed many years of knowledge, transforming their skepticism into grudging recognize, as he laid the basis for what might come to be mining's most exceptional fulfillment story. The skeptics had been anywhere initially. How should a teen handle a multi-million-dollar mining operation? But Parker wasn't your common gold-hungry youngster. His calloused hands and sharp mining instincts honed via limitless hours and excavator cabs proved the doubters wrong. Every ounce of gold in his cleanup pan soloinced another critic, even as his dedication set new enterprise requirements. A Big Nugget, Parker's relentless force had become legendary. Through brutal climate and tough ground, his operation by no means stopped. The wash plant ran day and night, processing fabric others had brushed off as nugatory. His instincts reduced through demanding situations that could have broken seasoned miners, whilst his progressive methods to antique troubles stuck the industry's attention. When John surpassed over massive Nuggets' reigns, Parker transformed this inheritance into an empire. Running operations with military precision, his group pulled numbers that left veterans speechless. Each cleanup wrote new chapters in Alaskan mining history, proving this child wasn't just working the floor, he became revolutionizing the industry. Those early seasons validated what takes place when raw talent meets natural grit. Disclaimer: Parker shattered expectancies like permafrost underneath D10 tracks, pulling masses of Oz. From supposedly worthless claims, his orchestra of heavy machinery transformed frozen floor into liquid property, pushing through water management troubles and system disasters that would have stopped lesser operations cold. The mining global watched in awe as this younger gun, slightly old sufficient to drink, mastered floor that had damaged infinite others. His device had become mythical, transferring mountains of pay dust with unprecedented precision. Every week delivered new information and achievements, constructing an empire that seemed unstoppable till it wasn't. Confidential operational logs from this pivotal log display an essential shift in Parker's trajectory. Industry veterans talking on situation of anonymity describe looking the young prodigy's operation transform from an unmarried wash plant into something unprecedented. Internal files propose this variation. Duration: whilst performing golden on the floor, concealed strategic selections that might later prove catastrophic. According to more than one sources acquainted with the state of affairs, what took place next would reshape the complete Klondike mining landscape. The Empire phase. The Klondike wasn't ready for what Parker Schnabel became approximately to unleash. With document-making seasons under his belt, he wasn't simply mining gold anymore. He'd become revolutionizing how the game became performed. His operation had advanced from a single wash plant to a big unfold that might technique more pay dirt in an afternoon than maximum miners dealt with in a week. The ground became proving richer than everybody had imagined, with cleanup rooms turning out numbers that regarded nearly not possible. The old-timers who'd been operating claims for decades could not agree with the gold totals popping out of Parker's ground. The young gun had changed into a mining maestro, orchestrating a symphony of heavy machinery that turned into tune to any trader's ears. Parker's empire became expanding quicker than permafrost in summer thaw. Every season delivered larger device, more efficient structures, and gold totals that made Enterprise veterans question everything they knew approximately mining. His operation wasn't just growing, it became evolving into something that Klondike had never visible before. The Levin dozers carved through frozen floor like warm knives via butter, even as wash flora hummed day and night time, processing pay dirt at a tempo that seemed almost supernatural. The game wasn't just about finding gold anymore. It was approximately transferring mountains to get to it. And approximately transferring mountains to get to it. That's an attraction. Parker's team had mastered the artwork of performance, turning what used to take weeks right into a remember of days. The numbers popping out of Parker's operation have been outstanding. We're speaking heaps of Oz per season, with some cleanups yielding more gold than complete mines could see in a year. His technique became methodical, almost Navy in its precision. Each piece of ground changed into examined, mapped, and attacked, with a method that maximized each minute of the quick mining season. Water management systems that different miners ought to handist dream of kept the wash flora going for walks at peak efficiency. The floor might be frozen stable, however. Parker's operation changed into a nicely oiled gadget, turning pay dirt into profit with a consistency that made traders drool. And this wasn't just mining anymore. This became gold extraction on a commercial scale. Each new claim Parker acquired became any other golden bankruptcy in his fulfillment story. The young boss had evolved an almost supernatural feel for analyzing ground, understanding precisely wherein to place his drill holes for max go-back. His group moved like a synchronized dance of heavy machinery, every operator understanding their function within the grand manufacturing of pulling gold from the frozen north. The wash plants ran with precision timing, processing fabric at costs that might have appeared impossible only some years in the past. Water control structures, frequently the downfall of lesser operations, were engineered to perfection. Parker wasn't just jogging a mining operation anymore. He turned into carrying out a master elegance in how to show frozen floor into liquid gold. But success on this scale brings its very own sort of stress. The operation had grown so massive that even minor setbacks could cost lots in lost gold. Equipment breakdowns were not just inconvenient anymore. They had been potentially catastrophic to the season's backside line. Each selection Parker made carried more weight than ever earlier then, with tens of millions in system and payroll putting on his calls. A younger mine boss who used to run a single wash plant changed into now juggling more than one operations across one-of-a-kind claims, every with its very own demanding situations and needs. The ground turned into still producing, but the stakes had by no means been better, and the margin for error had never been thinner. Looking lower back, the signs were there, subtle at first like hairline cracks in bedrock. Sources near the state of affairs document that crucial choices about the operation's future loom on the horizon. Environmental compliance reviews and regulatory documentation screen a operation in disaster. Multiple citations for water control violations have resulted in hefty fines, while stricter oversight has critically limited Parker's ability to mine aggressively. Society for Social Environmental Justice and others says it is important damage control and public health, while Society for Social Environmental Justice has critically limited Parker's ability to mine aggressively. Confidential group interviews propose that morale has hit rock backside. with veteran operators expressing serious doubts about the operation's future viability. The state-of-the-art systems that, when set industry standards, now operate at a fraction in their ability, even as maintenance logs display important system approaching the quit of its serviceable life. Industry specialists speculate that without a dramatic exchange in strategy, Parker's mining empire is probably dealing with its very last season. Recent satellite imagery and floor stage documentation divulge the full extent of the decline. Yes, cuts that need to be bustling with hobby take a seat abandoned, while wash plans that when ran 24/7 now function sporadically at great. Economic statistics acquired via multiple resources imply that gold production has dropped by using over 60% in only seasons. The formidable enlargement plans that once characterized Parker's operation have been changed with the aid of determined price-cutting measures. Industry veterans who have watched the situation spread suggest that the younger mine boss who rewrote the guidelines of Klondike mining might be writing his very last bankruptcy. The upward thrust and fall of Parker Schnabel's mining empire leaves us with haunting questions on ambition, overconfidence, and the genuine value of chasing Klondike gold. Has the final chapter been written for this as soon as unstoppable force in mining? Share your theories below. In particular, if to procure mining revel in, hit subscribe for greater explosive investigations into the enterprise's largest names and darkest secrets and techniques. End quote.